and you're running across America?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fortunately, I'm heading towards New York, which is closer than LA. But yeah, that's what the adventure has been so far.
And your van here tells me that you're running for a cause. Tell me about why you're running.
Unfortunately, my mum passed away from cancer 5.5 years ago.
Sorry.
I wasn't running before that, and I've just been trying to make it mean more than a sad story. So all the pain and sort of bad energy I've channeled towards running, and obviously we're making something good of it. So we're raising money for Macmillan Cancer Support in the UK and the American Cancer Society over here. So it'll be split equally between both charities, and yeah, I think it'll be close to $70,000 raised so far.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I'm really happy.
If people watching this want to donate, how can they do so?
The easiest way to do it is just to search my name on Instagram. There's a lot of links.
We'll put that all down.
Yeah,
on the
William Goodge. Find my name, and you should be able to find it. So it's there.
Where were you just at? Did you run through Pittsburgh or?
We were just south of Pittsburgh, but yeah, that's when the elevation started to get a lot. The last 3 days has all been over 4,000 feet of elevation, and I'm only 32 miles through today, and I'm already at almost 4,000 again. So
wow. How many more miles you got today?
I'll go to 55, 60-ish.
Wow. And how many miles total is this trip going to be?
It's going to be 3,175. Wow. And I should arrive by Saturday, so that'll be 57 days.
57, so you're on like day
51 is today.
51.
Yeah, finishing this Saturday, hopefully.
So, okay, so if I was 50 plus days into a 3,000 mile trek, I would look a lot worse shape. You trained for this, right?
Yeah.
Or
I've done a few things like this before that set me up nicely for this. This is by far the biggest and the longest, but yeah, it's amazing what the human body can do and how it adapts to the scenario you're in. So like yesterday was actually a terrible day, but today I've bounced back, and as you can see, I actually look like I can function. So, yeah.
And my friend Dominic likes to think he's a runner. What tips would you give him, who is absolutely just not athletic at all, if he wanted to do something like this?
I'd tell him just to do it.
You hear that? Don't even try, Dominic.
No, just do it.
Don't even try.
People procrastinate too much. It's always like an idea, but if you set yourself a challenge, you're gonna go and do it. Turn up at the start line, and by that point, it's pretty hard to not actually follow through with it. So, action always.
Awesome, action, awesome. Well, I don't want to take up any more time because you got a lot more miles to go and some like carbs to load and all those things. So, good luck on your journey, man.
Thank you very much.
All right, nice meeting you. Yeah.
Cheers.
I'm Dominick Damasky.
And I'm David Fedor. Join us as we explore the fun things to do on and off the trails of Western Pennsylvania.
And remember, your next adventure is just a biker hike away. Dave, this is it, man. Mammoth Park.
This is a beautiful park. My first time here.
Oh, you know what I got to tell you?
Yeah.
This is the home of the Damasky family reunion. Many moons, many years we've come here. Almost every pavilion here, so I'm psyched.
Nice, nice. This place is legendary for this area because I didn't know there was this beautiful lake and it has a trail, parks, pavilions, all this fun stuff, but there's also a giant slide that is legendary for this area.
I didn't know you were going to tell them already.
Well, I mean, that's what people know about Mammoth Park,
true,
so
true.
Yeah.
So we got to hit that. We got to walk around the lake, and we got a special guest, right?
We do have a special guest.
Yeah.
Griffin's back!
This guy, the star.
That's right.
I've been here like 2 times.
Yeah, he's been on the show before. He's my son.
I've been here 2 times from the YMCA.
Oh, he's been here at Mammoth Park, he says.
Listen to the kid.
I never saw the lake before.
You never saw the lake? Well, we're going to see the lake, and we're going to see the birds, and there's over 400 acres right here, and we need to explore them all.
Are you ready to go? You excited?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
I've only been over there.
Punch my fists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go, he says.
Ooh, there's an island over here for a walking trail, cobblestone,
Ducky.
ducks, baby ducks. What a win right off the start. There's some over there too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are geese. You said they're duck.
They look like ducks.
They do look a lot alike. Those are definitely.
I don't know my
So we got to see how many. We got to count how many birds we see.
There's butterflies.
Yeah, they
There's
were butterflies.
There's 8 over here.
There's so much nature, so let's.
Oh my god, look at that butterfly. I haven't saw a butterfly in years.
You count how many different insects, animals, and birds we see.
Okay, I just saw 8.
Hey, I see. Look, there's fish right here.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Oh, there is a fish. So that's 10, 11, 12.
No, that's not 10, 11, 12. That's 3.
There's like 10, 11, 12 fish right there.
That's 10, 11, 12 fish, but we're counting fish as fish.
Okay.
So we're counting geese, butterflies, and fish so far.
Waterfowl.
So can I just say
Well,
the
there's different
animals that
waterfowl.
sound like fish?
Yes.
Okay, I don't have to count.
We don't have to count.
Hey, dog.
Oh, dog.
Dog, that's one.
That's 4 animals, different animals.
All right, let's go.
Activity started.
Let's go.
Now we're gonna see how far we go.
All right.
Is there any spiders?
Oh, don't step in that.
Ooh. This is a nice cobblestone trail. It's pretty, it's pretty, but it's pretty accessible. There we go. We're gonna do a lap around here.
I'll tell you right now, there's like 2 bridges right here that are pretty cool looking.
We show like
Uh-oh,
Oh, bird, that's number 5.
bird and bird poop.
Yeah, there's goose poop all over this place.
I was gonna say today that we should try to like name birds, and then I thought like I know a robin, and
Yeah.
that would be
Cardinal,
what-
I know a cardinal. A blue jay.
Blue jay. You're pretty good at this.
Well, I mean, if there's a sports team with a bird name, like an eagle, I could. Red wing,
Yeah. I was going, and then I was gonna make a joke. I was gonna say let's name birds,
black hawk.
and my bird was gonna be Larry Bird.
I got a hawk feather.
We got to go explore this back in the family reunion day. See that bridge right there? Well, that pole sticking out?
Oh, that's a bridge.
It used to be a long time ago, so.
I feel like dogs shouldn't count.
So what is this called? This is called something, right? Like
A delta?
an overflow?
Yeah. Let's go check out this old bridge, see if it's still here.
Where are we going?
We're going to these gallows over here.
Yeah, so back in the day, there used to be a bridge right across here. If anybody remembers this, oh look, there's the other side over there.
Ah, I can see the other side. Yeah.
Giraffe.
Waterfalls, double bridges. I should have had some waterfall facts. Yeah, there it is. Okay, old abandoned bridge. As we sit right here, I'm seeing some big fish. And it is scenic right now too, scenic and calm like you've been asking for.
Yeah.
Till we get to the giant slide.
Yeah. 100-foot slide.
I heard some skin.
Did you hear that squeaking?
Oh yeah.
It's bumpy.
That's weird.
Who wants to go down a bumpy slide? Oh, all right, that was an experience.
Hey, Dominick and David, I thought you guys would love this place. I'm at Mountain Ridge ATV Campground, and they have this incredible view that I know you guys are going to absolutely love. This is called the Shamrock Overlook. Take a look at that. You guys are going to geek over this majorly.
Today we're back with Dan at Spoked Wheel'z in Mount Pleasant, PA. We're gonna learn how to take a tire off a bike. We're gonna learn how to clean a bike. We have a friend, Nancy, who wants to learn how to clean a bike. So this is for you.
Well, what we have right here is a customer's bicycle that we're getting ready to do a pretty serious tune-up on. And one of the things we do when we tune up the bikes or overhaul them is we always do what we call a wash and lube. Now these repair stands, it's really nice to have a repair stand, but you could technically hang the bike from a clothesline underneath the saddle here. You could lean it up against the wall to do this, but this is a professional way to clean the bike, and it's pretty thorough. So what we're going to do is kind of finish taking the wheel off of the bike. There's a quick release on the back. We just pull this lever open. I'm going to spin this several times. Wheel comes right off of the bike. We're going to set that aside. We're going to take the bike, we're going to shift it all the way up into the biggest cog in the back. Now again, this is a little system that we made. This is a dummy hub. What this does is it fills in the place of the rear hub. What this does is it forms the chain so that everything's nice and tight, and I can thoroughly clean the chain, okay? Now they make, this one's homemade. I made this out of an old axle, but they actually make devices like this you can buy. And
So
put
while
into
your
their-
wheel's off, while you clean, it's good to put something like this
Yeah,
on.
exactly, because you'll see in a minute when I clean the drivetrain and I spray some degreaser, it keeps the chain tight, so it's a lot easier to get it thoroughly clean. Okay, now you'll notice I got the bike in the big ring in the front, and I also shifted this. This would technically be the big cog in the back, and as I can pedal this thing, everything is nice and tight, so it'll be easy to work with. Now we don't want to go to the car wash and just spray this thing off. Too high pressure, you're going to force water in areas. I mean, washing your bike is kind of a necessary evil. We are going to get water into areas, but we are trying to control just the pressure
Okay, I
of
had no
water.
idea.
Now, if you'll notice, we got a bunch of different cleaners here. We got Simple Green. This is some dishwashing liquid. Dawn works good. We got a sponge. These are some paint brushes I got down at the hardware store. This is a specific brush that's made by the bike industry for wheels. We got a bucket of water.
You would not
and I
think
got
you
soap
need
in there.
paintbrushes.
No, you wouldn't, but you're going to find they work well. And you'll notice there's more than one of them there, and we're going to show you why. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our garden hose. What we want to do is get the bike wet. We're going to spray the whole bike down, the handlebars, the whole 9 yards. Once we get all that stuff wet, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our Simple Green. Now remember, I put the dummy hub in, I got the derailleur wide open. That's why we have that dummy hub on there, because now I can take Simple Green and I can spray it right on the entire drivetrain. I'm going to go on the front, on the back, I'm going to spray on the back side of the derailleur, and I'm going to spray on there. Now, if you look closely, there's all kinds of gunk in there. All that sand from on the bike trail, that stuff's like sandpaper. It just chews the derailleurs apart. So what we're going to do, we're going to grab one of our brushes. So what we're going to use to clean this, we obviously don't want on our seat or on our grips or anywhere else. So we have one brush just for on the drivetrain. So we're going to get that wet, spray Simple Green. And what we're going to do is just go through with a paintbrush, and we're going to clean all this stuff off. We're going to clean the chain. We're going to clean on the back side of the derailleur.
Since you're an expert, what does a derailleur do?
Well, basically what this thing does is it shifts the chain back and forth across the gear cluster. This cable comes up, goes to the front shifter, and that through cable tension shifts it back and forth across the system. As this chain wears and it gets a lot of side-to-side play in it, that will affect how well the bike shifts. So that's one of the reasons you want to keep this stuff clean. So basically, as we clean this stuff off, takes a couple layers. This bike's really dirty. Now in this case, we're replacing this drivetrain on this bike, so we only have to get this thing so clean. So as I take and I scrub and I get a lot of that sand and dirt off of there, we're going to clean on the chain. Now they make different degreasers. You know, you can use some stuff from the automotive store that's actually like gunk for the stuff that's really dirty. This is Simple Green, so it's biodegradable, so it's a little bit more environmental friendly, has a little bit more pleasant smell, etc. So once I get all that stuff on there, I'm going to take my garden hose, and I'm just going to take and spray that stuff right off.
You can
of
see
there.
the dirt coming off.
Yeah, you can just see everything's just rolling right off of there. Now this one's really dirty, so I'm probably going to hit it more than once. I'm also going to blow down through the back of the derailleurs. And if you take a close look here, that's just one application. If you take a close look, you'll notice a lot of the sand is gone out of the derailleurs. There's a lot of dirt off of the chain, etc.
And I know you did Dave's bike. Whose bike was dirtier?
Boy, that's a tough call. They're both pretty dirty, but you know, we make an effort to get them clean regardless who they belong to.
I understand.
So, now, all right, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to clean some other parts of the bike. Here's our brake caliper. Again, I'm going to take a different paintbrush. I don't want all that grease and oil that's on the chain. I don't want that inside my brake system.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take a paintbrush and I'm going to clean that off. I can hit different sections of the frame. I can get down inside here where we can't reach. We can also take our simple green and we can spray it right on the caliper itself. So again, I'm going to kind of clean this stuff externally. We're going to come up here and we're going to hit our shifters also. Again, I'm going to take the simple green, I'm going to spread that right on there. We're going to clean off the levers. And what we're trying to do is to get a lot of that grit, a lot of that dirt, that sand that's on that bicycle trail, which is pretty destructive. So I'll use my paintbrush to get into areas where the big sponge really won't get.
Really makes me think why my bike is squeaking so much.
Yeah, clean bike definitely lives longer. So I'm going to take my sponge now, and I'm just going to go through, and I'm just going to wipe off the frame. Just kind of like washing your car here, but only with a few different instruments, a few different brushes, so we can get all through the system.
And you said it all depends on how often you do this by how dirty your bike is, or should there be like a basic maintenance?
Well, I would kind of do it on a visual basis. Now this bike here is pretty dirty. It hasn't been cleaned in a while. It's going to be hard to get everything off of this bicycle. Now again, this bike's going to be getting tuned up. I'm going to be replacing the bulk of the drivetrain on it. So I don't have to concentrate on getting that super clean because I'm going to be replacing it. But once this bike is clean, like how Dave's bike, we got it all scrubbed up. If he were to wash the bike maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, you're going to find that you're going to not get a lot of that dirt built up onto the bike. So we're going to take some water. We're going to start at the top, just kind of rinse the bike off from head to toe.
And Dave said he thought you actually got rust off of his bike. Is that
well,
conceivable?
I mean, when we scrub there, I don't know if we'd actually got the rust off. We cleaned it and we got it lubricated, so it definitely looks a lot healthier. But you really want to get it to a point, you don't want that surface rust to build up on there. So there's a pretty basic washing of the bike itself. Now, we have the wheels off because it's easier to clean, so we're going to do the wheels separately.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to take our front wheel. What we're going to do, get the whole wheel wet. Now, if you remember earlier, I pointed out this particular brush. This is a wheel brush.
Mamacita.
So we're just going to clean our wheels up.
It looks great already.
Yeah, this makes a big difference. And now this bike has disc brakes. Dave's bike had traditional brakes, so there's a lot of brake dust that gets built up on those wheels. And if you remember all the aluminum that was embedded inside of those brake pads, you know, by getting a lot of this dirt and dust cleaned off of here, that's going to help prevent a lot of that too. Now I'll take simple green and I'll spray this stuff right onto the drivetrain.
And this is a disc?
Yeah, this bike has mechanical disc brakes. So basically, yeah, we're just sprayed the stuff right on there and got that cleaned off. We're going to take these brushes, reach down inside the hub shells. Years ago, and we'll see some of the old bikes upstairs we have in the store's collection, they had a little, like a leather band that wrapped around there. It was called a hub shiner, kind of kept the dirt off. So this is sort of your modern hub shiner without the hub shiner. So I'm cleaning the hub flanges, etc. And again, you know, there's seals and stuff on here, but we're trying to get that grit off of there so it doesn't work its way into the hub shells. So once we get all that cleaned off, we just take our water, rinse all this off. Plus a clean bike just looks better.
Yeah, it looks great.
All right, so there's our front wheel. We're going to set this aside. Now we're going to do the rear wheel. Now the rear wheel has the gear cluster on the back. So again, all that grit and dirt that's on there.
Let me add, this is something that's been, I'm thinking about. When I put I take my tire off, and now I got my tire off, and I need to put my chain back on. I have no clue where to put my chain. Should I put it back on here or here?
Well, when you take the wheel off, the first thing before you do that, you should take the bike and shift it down to the smallest gear. What that does is it moves the derailleur all the way outboard and gets it out of your way. If you look over here where the dummy hub is, on the opposite, we shifted up to what would be the biggest cog. And what that did is it opened the derailleur up so I can clean it. To take it off, you'd want to have it shifted all the way over to this smallest
And that would be like
cog.
1-1?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, this is your 11, so that'd be your highest
So
gear.
311 or 2.7?
Yes, exactly. In
Gotcha.
other words, you're trying to get the derailleur as far out of the way as possible.
Understood.
Okay, so we're going to take this wheel, and if you notice on here, see all the oil spots on the rim right here? That's from too much chain lube, and that's just getting splattered. Now with a disc brake, that's an issue because you can get it embedded into the disc pads, but on a traditional brake system, what's going to happen is you're going to get that oil embedded into the brake pads. You mentioned squealing, you can start getting brake squeal, and that can affect your braking on the bike.
Birds run from me, cats run
Yes,
from me
exactly,
on the trail.
and all the other people on the bike trail. So.
They know I'm coming.
Okay, so again, we're going to get the whole wheel wet. We're going to take our simple green, we're going to spray it right on the drivetrain. Now remember, we have a couple different brushes here. Whoops, I got the wrong one. We're going to use this one. And what we're going to do is take and clean off this drivetrain. And I'm going to take and just clean that. And you can see the gunk running right off of there already.
I almost feel guilty that I haven't done this to my bike.
You and many other people have not. So we're going to let that sit on there while we clean and up the rest of the bike.
Nancy.
So again, I'm using a different brush, and I'm getting all that dirt and gunk off from around the rotor there, behind it. I got these paint brushes down at, I think, Busy Beaver. I think it was like $5 for like about 6 or 7 of them. So once they get kind of beat up, you just throw them in the garbage can and get another set. You can actually read the name of the hub there. This was so dirty. Now that we get that cleaned off, we can actually see it. Now in this case, with all that splatter on the rim, I'm going to spray Simple Green right on the rim. I'm going to take my wheel brush. You can see that stuff's coming right off of there. Now the back wheels obviously get dirtier because of the cog. So this one will probably have to scrub a little bit harder than normal. This is another good time when you're cleaning. You can examine your tires. As you get the tires cleaned up, you can see if there's any cuts or cracks or bulges in them, if there's any dry rotting. So part of the cleaning is also to examine the bike to see if there's anything damaged or coming apart. So as we get all this cleaned up, gonna hit the spokes.
Do you think a cleaner bike would actually give me like a little bit more speed?
Yeah, probably, because it's less weight you're hauling around. So we're going to hit all those. I'm going to take my garden hose.
This almost seems relaxing.
You know what? I kind of like washing bikes. It's actually, especially on a nice day like this, it's nice and sunny, and I can just, but if you look closely now we only hit that once. Some of these bikes that are this dirty, I'll usually have to clean them a couple of times, but if you look, a lot of that really heavy stuff is off of there. Now in this case, this is getting replaced, so again, I'm not going to be super thorough, but in a tune-up I would actually take that off and go run it through the solvent tank, and I could get it thoroughly clean.
Wow.
We clean it off with compressed air. But if you notice at home, that gets a lot of the heavy stuff off, and again, that grit is what chews up your drivetrain, your chain, your cassette, and those parts get expensive to replace. So in general, that's your basic washing. Now what I'll usually do is I'll just leave this thing sit out here. I'll go back into the shop. I'll work on another project, another bike. I'll just let the air dry this thing off. that's pretty much what it takes to get it cleaned up.
That's beautiful. That's how you clean your bike. Thank you, brother.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Today's the day, my friend.
100-foot slide.
And there's two of them.
There's two, so you could race.
Why are we going to the bottom? You want to go to the top?
Well, I want to check it out first before we go to the top. I don't know if
been
I'd
here a few
fit down that. Am I going to fit down that?
Oh, yeah, you'll fit. That's,
Oh, it's
how many Dave lengths is 100 foot?
I forgot how scared I was before.
Wow, look at that.
20?
Yeah, you did.
Are you sure I would fit down that?
You
That
will
looks
definitely
pretty narrow.
fit down that.
Yeah, that pretty looks small. Come on, Dominic.
And there's a net over there to climb.
Ooh,
I'm scared.
wow. It is,
Well, it looks like
Like this down the side.
yeah. So I've never been down this. I've never been here before.
Have you been up there?
I've only ever heard, no. Oh, that looks awesome though.
I went up this other one.
Dominic, stay off the rocks.
they should have told you that up at Ohio Pow when you were out having quiet time.
Hey, why did
Oh, but you're allowed to go up these rocks.
Those are pretty steep.
somebody be at the end so they can catch me?
All right. All right, Dominic, stay down there. Me and Griffin are, oh geez.
Oh my God. They've got
It is.
5 feet. And foul. 100 feet up.
See, this is what it used to look like.
Oh,
With-
that will be scary.
Yeah, with one like jump in the middle. So now they have it twisted so it's a little bit safer. All right, wait for me, wait for me.
It's burning up hot.
All right, you have to pick up your feet. Hold on, let me get in.
And they're off.
Oh,
Oh, Griffin's got
cheater.
the other. Griffin's coming around the corner. Griffin is coming down.
Ow! Woo-hoo.
I heard some skin.
Did you hear that squeaking?
Oh yeah.
You go up. Dominic,
Hey man.
let's see who can get up there the fastest.
Yeah, but we're gonna go up that net. Bring it on, Griffin. I'll give you a head start. That might be too much of a head start. Ninja Warrior. This. Oh. Griffin, I'm gaining on you. Yes!
I won.
Giant slide. Here we come.
Down there.
Let's do this. Go. Here we go. Ow! Oh! Ugh.
You want to go on the orange one? It's not that hot.
I think your dad was saying he wanted to go on
You
it.
don't want to try the orange slide?
No.
I do.
It's bumpy.
That's weird.
Who wants to go down a bumpy slide?
That's interesting. And is it really bumpy?
Oh, all right, that was an experience. Oh,
Okay, go for it. Yeah.
bad day to have hemorrhoids. All right, now Dominic, as Griffin goes up for one more ride down the Mammoth slide, the giant slide.
We did it.
We did it. I kind of regret doing it, if I'm
You might
honest.
want to have long sleeves or pants, not short shorts.
It was difficult and use at your own risk. But it was a fun day. We had a lot of good fun walking around the trail and seeing all the cool things at Mammoth Park.
400 acres of fun. There comes Griffin right now. We did it all. We rocked the trail. We saw birds. Griffin rode the slide. What else is there to do?
got
Dave?
brush burns. We go play on some more playgrounds, I guess.
Okay. What do you say? Playgrounds?
Yeah.
All right. And remember, memories are just a bike or hike, giant slide, or playground away.
Thanks for watching. Did you have a good time? You having fun? Yeah. Yeah.